just came out today.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Let's kick off with that.
Yeah, I'm going to turn down the mics.
Okay. It's Happy Hour again from Uptown New Orleans. Hello, I'm Grant Morris. Happy Hour is part of the family of shows on the podcast network. It's neworleans.com. When you walk into a bar in New Orleans and you pull up a bar stool, you never know who's going to be sitting on either side of you. What you do know is no matter what they look like, what they're wearing, whether they're just going out of a limousine or just going out of jail, they're going to be happy to talk to you. Because that's New Orleans, and this is Happy Hour, a cocktail-fueled 60 minutes of random conversation. Folks who have nothing in common. Other than we're all New Orleanians in a bar today, we're at the Ferret Beer Room on Ferret Street for the very first time that most of us have ever been in here. Andrew Duhon, have you ever been in here before?
Never. I'm surprised you didn't stumble on that either. I was expecting you to say Wayfair for sure.
No, well, we can't go to Wayfair anymore because Wayfair closed down.
That's right.
Amid interesting circumstances, apparently they were made an offer they couldn't refuse on the building and sold it.
Sounds like a
closed the door.
Good way to go.
And that was the end of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here we are at the Ferret Beer Room. But the place is pretty awesome, isn't it?
This is nice. This is chic.
Do you want to know something? It is chic. They have comfy seating in here. Did you know that?
I did. I'm finding that out.
It's not just a restaurant or a bar. It has all these like sort of easy chairs. Mm-hmm. If you're looking on our Facebook live feed, you can see how gorgeous it is in here. It really is nice. There aren't many places here that you can go to, like in New Orleans, and just sit around. They don't kick you out. You know, and it's comfortable, like a sort of a club. They have board games here. They've got a great rotating beer selection. They've got seasonal wine and house-made cocktails. Even though it's called the Ferret Beer Room, perversely, it doesn't just have beer. I'm not sure why they would have called it that. Matt Owens is here, a comedian who's a funny guy.
Well, thanks, Grant. I appreciate it.
That's okay. I just thought I'd make that point in case you don't say anything funny for the next hour. So
I hope I live up to your...
I'm a little concerned about this poster of yours here.
Why?
There's a poster of you smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Is it a joint or a cigarette, actually?
I don't know. It's not actually me. Well, this is just my face superimposed on top of Joaquin Phoenix's poster.
Oh, so you're probably not going to get sued for that,
Joker
right?
Movie, yeah. Probably.
Is there any chance of you getting sued, do you think, for ripping off the poster from Joker?
Absolutely. I'm hoping I can get some kind of backlash from it because
you need the publicity.
Presses, yeah.
So this is a show that's, if you're listening to, happen to be listening to this before 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
On what night? What is today?
The 6th.
The 6th of November. So you're going straight from here to go do this show.
Yeah, tonight.
So what's your opening line going to be tonight?
Hey, I just came in from it's New Orleans Happy Hour.
Boy, are my arms tired.
Yeah, boy. Boy, was that fun.
That's a great line. Hey, Alison Moon is here as well. That is a great line. Is that how you're going to open? So you're the headliner tonight?
Yes.
It's your show?
Yeah, my show.
Where is it? The Southern Rep?
Southern Rep Theater, yeah.
Wow, is it sold out?
It's getting close. Yeah.
How exciting!
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. They just sent me a ticket count, so it's looking pretty good. So.
Wow. Are you nervous? Do you get nervous before a show?
I'm a little nervous. Not about the performance, just all the other stuff that has to take place before.
Are you like the producer of it or something as well?
Well, yeah. I mean, I kind of like to be in control of everything. You know,
do you? You have a problem like that?
Yeah.
Really? You don't have management or something?
No.
Really?
No.
Are you serious?
I have an agent, but I don't have management.
What does an agent do?
I don't know yet.
And if you had management, that would be someone who would look after you.
Yeah,
and
it'd be nice. That'd
take the pressure off you.
What
are you doing?
Do that though, you know.
What are you going to do tonight?
You don't believe in managers, Andrew?
I believe in micromanagement, and that's what you do as yourself.
Well, you know, right? When you perform, you got to go get it all straight, right?
Nobody's going to do it better than you're going to do it. So you
they
either
are,
concede.
Absolutely.
You either concede that someone's going to do it less well than you would do it yourself, if you want it thoughtfully done from your perspective.
I will give the Southern Rep some credit. They have paid a lot of attention to some of my details that I've been kind of hammering home. So
Winston Triolo is here from the band Motel Radio.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
How are you doing? Now, do you have a manager, right?
We do have a manager.
Yeah, now why do you have a manager?
He helps us with day-to-day stuff, mainly to try to get connections with record labels and PR people.
Right.
He's kind of like the middleman when we talk to them.
And is it worth it? The 10%?
Definitely, it's worth it. Yeah,
See?
he's one of our best friends.
There you go.
Well,
I think it's worth it.
I can speak highly of their manager because I know him personally, and we have had a business relationship in the past. And he's a true fan of music. So when you get people who are an exception who do it for the love of the music, they can serve you in the right kind of thoughtful ways and don't forget about the music part.
So he's not in it for the money. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, that sucks. You want a manager who's in it for the money, don't you?
Well, we're not making much money, so
Well, that could be why.
for the money.
But you're saying that you guys are both saying that if you have a manager, that he can't do the same job as well as you would do it yourself.
It's hard to find somebody who cares about the little things that you want to make sure are right. Just a simple thing is the type of mic stand that they have in place. Like, I'm concerned about that, you know?
Yeah.
Some people will just throw any stand up there and just assume that that's what you want. Some advice was given me early on, like, if you ever have the chance to make the decision, make it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you leave it up to whoever, more than likely it's not going to be ideal.
And
What kind of mic stand are you
Yeah,
looking
this is
for?
Dominic Sgro is here as well
That's a
from
great question, Tom.
Catahoula Tattoo Parlor and Gallery, I believe it's called.
Catahoula Tattoo and Gallery.
Tattoo and Gallery. It doesn't even have the word parlor in it.
No.
I added that.
Yes.
Catahoula Tattoo and Gallery. Catahoula is a dog, of course.
It is. It's the Louisiana state dog.
Right.
We
but
happen to own two of them.
You have two Catahoulas. What are their names?
Dottie and Bosco.
Dottie and Bosco.
Dottie
Okay.
is our mascot.
So you named your tattoo business after a dog.
Yeah, it flowed off the tongue.
Okay. And talking of names, your name is Sgro. Correct?
Yes,
Sgro.
that's how it's spelled, Sgro.
So it doesn't have a vowel between the S and the G.
No, it has a vowel at the end.
Did it ever used to have a vowel between the S? Did you drop one?
No,
Like-
I'm not responsible.
Well, what kind of a name is that,
I'm
Sgro?
Italian. I'm first generation.
Is that Italian?
Yeah.
Is that a straight-ahead Italian name?
Yeah.
They didn't
Oh, yeah.
drop any vowels when they...
Google it.
Google it.
Google it. There's
Okay.
a lot of us.
See,
You know
Rock
what?
will Google.
Until we really didn't know how many of us are, but there's a lot of us around.
Scros.
Oh yeah.
I have never heard that name ever. Have you guys
Northeast
ever heard
Florida.
it? Have you ever heard it, Matt? You
I
travel
haven't-
all over the country.
I have not. I have not heard that name before.
I
I've
thought
never
you might have
seen
made it up
In
when
fact, when I saw it, I thought it was a typo.
I bet everyone thinks that. What do they say when they call you from the, telemarketing people?
Oh, they butcher it.
Oh, yeah.
They don't know.
What do you
this.
hear mostly? What is it?
And that's how I know that they don't know me. So
Yeah,
Right.
you can get out of it.
What,
He's not here.
What is the mispronunciation that most people say when they see
they
the
put a lot of emphasis on the S. Escrow.
escrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what it means?
It means curly hair.
Yep.
That's. Can you tell?
From the medieval Greek seguros.
There you go.
What does that mean?
What'd you do? He did his homework.
Yeah, C-Rock knows everything.
It's funny because my father had a head of hair, curly hair, and black curly thick hair.
Well, you didn't inherit that.
No. I wore this off. I have hair. My wife's gonna kill me.
So your father was a real Italian from Italy and moved here.
Oh yeah, from Calabria.
When you could still do
He
that.
was 14 years old when he came over.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Would he get in today?
To where?
To the United States, would he be allowed in?
He would have snuck in.
Under
yeah.
the new immigration rules, which says you have to have your own health care and
I mean, back
a job.
then, it would have been nice if he got off the boat in Florida, but yeah, no, he would have snuck in.
Right.
They all came over. They got to remember they were fleeing Mussolini.
Were they?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They were olive farmers and chestnut farmers.
Well, that doesn't matter anymore. You still can't get in here even if you are fleeing somebody. It's now inconsequential, even if you're running away from a war or persecution. You're still not allowed in. We haven't got room. We're going to pick our own almonds, apparently.
We can get you in. I'll get you in.
So when did you start tattooing people?
When I was 16, I took a job. There was an ad for an artist, a watercolor artist, and back then, I didn't even know there was a tattoo parlor. I'm from New Haven, Connecticut.
I hadn't
So-
guessed that you were from the Northeast at all.
No. Well, I hide it well.
You really got rid of that accent when you moved to the South.
Hey Dominic, I got a question for you. How
This is
long
Thomas.
until you think you were good at tattooing? Like, how many bad tattoos did you have to make before you were doing good?
Oh,
ones?
that's hilarious. I got to tell you something. So, when I joined the Army, I was in the Army, and
What made you do that?
Well, let's see. We had students that were being held by Iran back then. Remember, I'm old. So this was
You
history.
joined the army because of the Iran hostage?
I did.
That was 40
and then they
years
let
ago
him go.
this week, apparently.
Yeah, and then they
Oh, they
let him go. and it's
before you
like,
actually
oh,
got
Christ.
in?
Huh?
Before you actually got it through basic training?
After
there.
I signed.
Really?
Yeah, they let him go.
Shit, what a bummer. Could you get out then, or
No, I was excited.
did you still get to go kill? Did you get to kill anybody still? Or?
Well, that was why I joined.
Yes.
You know, wait, I get to kill somebody and I get to get away from it? That's okay. Let me join. But what was funny was when I got sent to Germany, I asked my sister, send me some of my tattoo supplies. And
Well, hang on, we're out of order here because we weren't. First of all, we weren't killing Germans in the 1970s.
but that's where they sent me.
Okay, so
They
you didn't
sent
get
me
to
to
kill
Germany.
anybody at all.
No, I didn't kill
Okay.
no one. No,
So you'd
no.
already started tattooing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I joined the Army, and my sister sent me my stuff and tattooed, payday. I'd have people down the corridor. And what's funny is that just recently, my old unit put together a Facebook page, 6th MP. And then these guys would reach out. I still got that too. Please don't post it.
What's the Facebook
It's so
page?
bad. 6th MP.
6th NP, like no parking.
No, like military police.
Military.
Wow, I really do have an accent,
You
huh?
have a really very, very strong Northeastern accent. You're a military policeman?
I was.
Is that
Imagine
right?
that.
Yeah, that is interesting. Okay, so you were in the military police in the army in Germany tattooing drunk soldiers with very little tattoo ability is what it sounds like you're saying.
True. I did it maybe 20, 25 before I joined. I did a hell of a lot when I was in. And then that was it. When I got out, I started tattooing again. So, but to answer the question about bad tattoos, I beg them, please don't post any of these tattoos. If you're ever in New Orleans, look me up.
So they were pretty.
post.
What did people like to get done in the army when they were in Germany in the 70s? What sort of thing?
Well, when I started, everybody remembers the first tattoo they do, and it was a dove with a rose. I did a lot of those. The zigzag guy from the rolling paper
yeah,
cover,
okay.
I did
That
a
was
lot of
popular.
those. Wizards. I did a lot of wizards. I had a thing for wizards.
People just let you do whatever you felt like doing?
When I went to school for gifted kids, like I was an artist, and
You did?
when I started tattooing, people were like, I can't wait to get a tattoo from you. It's like, yeah,
You
I
were
want to
gifted.
do this. I
You were
want to do
gifted
that.
intellectually, or you were gifted in arts?
No, just in the arts, not intellectually. I went to, it was called ECA. It was like Fame, like the movie Fame.
Is that right? You went to like a fame school.
I went to like a Fame school, and I did not blend. You got to remember, it was the late 70s. These were Birkenstocks, poncho wearing, hippie.
And you went from a fame type school to the army to kill people.
Well, I wasn't Birkenstock poncho. I was disco shoes and silk shirts, you know.
And
So,
Did you have a girlfriend in high school?
did I have a girlfriend? Well, what sits before you is not what I looked like 40 years ago.
Why'd you look like? You look great today, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Guys, this is
Cigarettes and coffee.
Yeah, I bet.
That's right.
Cigarettes and
This is
coffee
an
keeps me
all-guys
going.
show today. We normally have women on the show as well, but today for our special, it's an all-guys show.
Well, listen,
It's interesting.
I'm
Yes.
so happy that you guys had me on.
We're
And I
happy to
hope
have
I'm
you.
interesting enough for your...
Who does
far.
who does your tattoos?
I did this one myself.
With your left hand.
I
This is
am
on
left-handed.
You're left-handed.
I am left-handed, and I did this one myself.
Wow.
And I haven't been tattooed. It's going to be 20 years. I've been tattooing 41. Next month is 41 years I've
Oh
been
my
tattooing.
God, how old are you?
I'm 58.
Jeez.
So you started when you were 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now hang on. What would that be? 18?
Yeah. No, I was 17 when I actually started. I took the job when I was 16, and then he taught me when I was 17.
Have you had any other job besides being a military policeman and a tattooist?
Oh, yeah. Ones that I don't care to mention, but yeah, of course.
You don't want to mention them. Why? Because they're too embarrassing, or?
No, because I always knew that it was just something to get me to the next tattoo.
That's nice.
Really?
You know, I had 3 parlors, one in New Haven, Connecticut, one in West Palm Beach, Florida, and now I have one in New Orleans, and I love this one. If you ask me which one's the best, it's this one here.
Okay.
Where's your tattoo parlor?
We're on North Broad. You can't miss us. We're the only shop in town with Jules Muck overhead, and
You're right by my house.
Yeah.
I've seen that big mural.
that's our shop. We're the only shop in the city that offers live music. We have a magician on staff. We're the only shop that...
You have a magician on staff, meaning a full-time paid magician.
I have Lindsay Luquette, the dabbler in the deceptive arts. She is mind-blowing. Her card tricks drive people into the streets.
She's on the staff of the actual tattoo
Yeah,
place.
we're
So
going to go in the city and get a tattoo and have somebody pull a card trick on you.
can she make your tattoo disappear?
Actually, she makes them appear. It's crazy.
Appear.
What?
Yes, she makes them appear. on
Okay.
herself.
I'm coming.
Come and
Okay.
come and
Yeah,
check her
man.
out.
Do you have a tattoo?
No,
Matt?
I don't.
Winston, you have any tattoos?
Anybody here have tattoos?
I don't have tattoo. I've been wanting.
Andrew,
one.
you do? What would you like? Here's your chance.
Oh man,
I'm sure we can get you a deal.
I have a brand. I have a brand.
I want
A
to.
brand.
Yeah.
I want a
You're-
tattoo of my truck. Actually,
A tattoo of your truck.
Yeah, I've had the same truck since I was 16, and
Huh.
it's probably about to die. So I
What
think
kind of truck is it?
it's a Ford Ranger.
Yeah.
Just a little stick drawing there.
That's
it is.
it, right out
Oh,
here?
wow.
Right there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
watched
you
you
gotta
pull
get-
up, and I was saying
Lot
that
of
would make a
sentimental
nice
value.
tattoo.
Where would you put that?
Probably on my arm right here or something.
There you
long?
go.
How does that work though? Because I want to do a drawing myself and then maybe show you what it is.
If you do the drawing, I'll make it exactly the way you drew it.
Wow.
How do you trace it or just
If you
freehand?
do the drawing, it'll be exactly the way. Our shop is different from other shops. That was the idea. When I opened the shop here, I didn't want to be cookie cutter. Most of the shops you come in, you pick something off the wall.
Oh,
We
really?
draw them right then and there. There's no question. You sit down, we collaborate. It's more of it's all about the experience for the customer. That's why we offer live music, the magician.
The magician does tricks while you get your tattoo? Or
Absolutely. Keeps your mind off the pain.
Okay. So you're paying this person to do tricks.
Yeah,
So
well, I
does it-
pay
is
her
it-
in tattoos.
Is that right? So-
Almost all the bands that have played have gotten tattooed by me.
Oh wow.
And we are the only shop that I know that offers live music while you're getting
could you
tattooed.
could
Sounds
you
like
have
a good
Free
opportunity.
tattoo.
could you have Winston come and play a couple of songs for a tattoo?
You're not going to believe this, but before we started, that's what I was telling him outside.
Oh, you already made a deal to do this before we even started the show?
Nah, he didn't commit.
We've already talked about it. I have his
Oh,
card.
this is great.
I have
Oh,
his
you're
card
getting
already.
tattoos.
Okay, so how much does it cost to get a tattoo, and how much does it cost to hire you normally? Is it like even?
We have a $100 minimum, and if I do the tattoo, you're looking up there.
Okay, so well, you have to talk to his manager.
That's right.
I've got a $100 minimum as well.
Well, you know what?
And if he plays the music.
Yeah, let your label pay for it.
Can you get the whole truck done for $100, or could you just get like the headlights?
Is he playing? Then yes.
Like the whole truck, get the whole truck for $100.
The whole truck,
and
done.
And a gig, and how many, like a half an hour's worth of songs or something.
And
45.
don't forget 10% for the manager. It's like, he gets like a tire.
Right. Hey, so listen, you guys have a new record, Motel Radio, right, Winston?
We do.
It's good.
It's about 3 months old.
Have you heard it, Matt?
I have,
It's
yeah.
good, isn't it? I liked
good.
it too. Andrew, are you a fan of Motel Radios?
I am not only a fan of Motel Radio, they're probably one of my favorite bands in town.
All
but
right.
I also appreciate their design, which Winston is responsible for, the artwork for the record, which I think is
Thanks.
it's lovely. It's
the
like
graphic on the front with the faces, the profiles.
Uh-huh,
You know,
yeah.
it looks like sand dunes type.
it speaks to the vibe of the record. I think it's great.
It's a very cool record, indeed.
Thanks very much. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Design is the other thing I love to do,
That's
just as
it.
much as music.
Really? You could design your. Well, that's how you can do a tattoo. So you're a graphic artist as well.
Yeah, I'm trying. I've got a couple clients that are pretty steady. So
Yeah. What sort of stuff do you do?
recently, I've been doing liquor bottles for Old New Orleans rum.
That sounds pretty cool.
That's cool.
Designing
How does that work? Do they pay you every time someone buys a bottle of rum, or is it a buyout?
I wish I got like a percentage. but,
Yeah.
No, it's hourly. I just report how many hours I spent on
Oh, really?
doing stuff.
That's how you get a label. You just pay someone like so much an hour. I didn't realize.
In liquor.
And liquor, not a record
Do
label.
they change up the labels like sort of ongoing? There's a sort of a revolving label.
Yeah, all the designs are kind of an ongoing process. Like growing brands, we'll start with the name and the color scheme, and then just grow from there.
But does New Orleans rum like when you do you make frequently? Do you make new labels for their bottles as they're going out?
Yeah, like do you know Gingeroo? Mm-hmm. So we just worked on a rebrand for them, and then a new product called Gree Gree that came out last year.
Gree gree.
What's in that?
It's cayenne and rum. It's really spicy.
You had that, Dominic? You know that?
I think I have. You said it was out last year.
Uh-huh.
Before Mardi Gras.
Yes.
Yes.
I like it, but I love spicy stuff.
Did they come to you with the label idea, or did you just say, "Oh, I'm tasting this. This is what I think we should do"?
They came to me. Yeah. Their owner is a popular oil painter around town, so he gives me all the art direction and name, and we kind of bounce ideas off of each other.
So that's pretty good. James Michalopoulos comes to you. And
does,
of
yeah.
all the people in town, including himself, who could design a label, you must be pretty good.
Oh man, I'm trying. I feel like I've got a good thing going with him.
Yeah, you must be really good because he's not kidding around at all.
Nah, and I feel like I can trust his artistic opinion. So
Does he get you to come up with a song, like a jingle for the old New Orleans rum?
we haven't done that yet, but
Let's do that right now. Grab a guitar.
We're gonna need some more drinks.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Is your guitar right here somewhere? Grab that guitar.
oh, it is. It's a big.
I'll see if I can get it for you. And let's come up with a quick jingle for old New Orleans rum.
What's the slogan that they have? Do they have a slogan?
Gree is how to spell New Orleans, and it's supposed to be kind of magic themed spell.
Okay, how would it go? We can help you with because we look at all
I'm
these
gonna need
creative
some help.
people. Yeah, Matt can come up with a. Matt, you have a lyric?
I was just thinking about forgetting where your car is,
That's nice.
forgetting her name or his name or their name,
That's better there.
their names. $750 bar tab,
We're
ER
trying to-
visits, and hospitalization. Those are kind of the topics.
Okay, try and
associated.
weave those into the
Greed,
into
rum, drink.
$750 later.
Right.
Lost my car, and I'm in the ER.
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
Perfect.
that's gonna rhyme.
$750 later, lost my car in the ER.
Okay.
And then also, there's the,
Well,
there's
let's
the fee
try
to
that.
get it, the fee to get it out of the impound.
Well, that's the second verse.
200. Oh, wait.
That's the second part of the campaign.
Get out of the impound.
Perfect.
It's $750 I won't get back.
yeah.
And then you could say something about how I got this new tattoo.
I got this new tattoo.
When I was fucked up on.
Gree.
Gree.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, I think that's going to
was
sell.
excellent.
I think we're going to sell a lot of that.
I think we
Gree with that.
We
That's
can
cool.
cross market the tattoo parlor
Right.
with
Right.
the rum.
Right.
Good thinking. We're onto something.
There's a local
I can see what-
wine bottler. He doesn't squeeze his wine. He bottles the wine. His name, he goes by Graham Zia. Has anyone had it? Okay.
That's the name of the label?
He bottles it and lets it ferment.
He's an attorney. His name is Graham. And I don't want to use his last name, but he bottles his own.
Why, in case he sues you? Because mentioning his wine and selling it for him? Okay.
Actually, the funniest story is he comes to me and he says, I want you to design something for my bottled wine. And I'm like, sure. He goes, this is the slogan, surprisingly drinkable. Son of a
Okay.
bitch, if
That's my slogan,
I do
too.
two. Instead of a couple of days, that night I had it done. And I had 2 logos for him. He bottled it, and now he's got koozies done. Surprisingly drinkable. It is hilarious.
That is a pretty good slogan. What does it taste like? Is it shit, really?
It's surprisingly drinkable.
It's good. Hey, Winston, so why have the guitar in your hand? What are you going to play? You want to play us a song?
Yeah, sure. You guys want to hear a new one?
Yes.
I'd love to, yes.
Sure would.
This is the 3rd time this week Andrew's heard this one, so sorry about that, buddy.
Where have you guys been hanging out together? We haven't seen Andrew for months.
We were both at the crew sunglasses benefit.
Okay.
Yeah, so they had a bunch of New Orleans musicians do duets.
Oh, that's cool.
For a benefit concert. Yeah.
And you guys got teamed up
We didn't. We duetted with
with other people?
That's right. He was with Ian, who was his bandmate, and I was with Julie Odell.
All right. And you're playing, I see, with Kristen Diablo coming up.
That's right.
At the-
November 15th at One Eye Jacks.
At One Eye Jacks. That's going to be a good show.
We're gonna duet.
That sounds cool. Okay, so is this a new song that doesn't appear on a record anywhere?
No, it's not. It's not recorded.
It's not recorded at all.
Yeah.
See, this is why you have a manager, so you don't do stuff like this. But anyway, go ahead.
I mean, hopefully
What is
nobody
it?
steals it. It's called Sweet Days. It's a song about a good night. Those Egyptian eyes have hypnotized me. What do I got to do to come over? To be alive in the northern lights, putting my name across your back. I've been staring at the Sandman. Now I'd really like to get going. Put a shotgun in the Cadillac, 'cause I don't want to wind up dead. Ooh, gonna celebrate the moment. Ooh, gonna run around and dance. My body has been begging. I'm ready. I wanna know where you stand. 'Cause I know where I stand. Yeah, I know where I stand. In the heart of your love. So take me out, take me with you. You could take me all the way up. We can twirl around in circles, taking our sweet, sweet time. I wanna make a memory I can remember when I'm looking for a come up. I wanna make it last and make it long, man, I don't wanna pass it by. Ooh, gonna celebrate the moment. Gonna run around and dance. Ooh, my body has been begging. I'm ready. I wanna know where you stand. 'Cause I know where I stand. Yeah, I know where I stand. In the heart of your love. Sweet days go by. Now I feel so alive. Setting sun. Now I'm not the only one. Now I'm not the only one. Now I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, you got to play at the shop. You definitely got to play at the shop.
You got yourself a tattoo, young man.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You got to come down.
That's a kind of a sad song, actually.
Yeah, it's those are the easiest for me to write, I guess. I'm a sensitive guy.
Damn straight.
Is that about someone?
Yeah, I think that's about my girlfriend, Brooke Albrecht, and how she makes me feel. So
What is this
Dude,
line? What is
why
this
are you
line?
gonna make everybody cry over
I
here?
know it's
Well, wait till you hear Andrew.
Comedians can't do that kind of stuff to people, man.
What is that line about? You know, I'm not the only one.
it's like realizing that you're not alone.
It doesn't mean you're not her only boyfriend. That was what I was thinking
Did
it
you
meant.
cross swords? Is that it?
Yeah, I hope she doesn't think that. Yeah.
Okay, that's a nice song.
Thank
You
you.
were saying you're not alone.
Yes.
But where's it going to go? That song now? Can we ever hear that anywhere? Does it end up on the Motel Radio
Hopefully
record, or,
so.
will that be for your own stuff?
We actually we had a rehearsal before this where we were just writing and playing some new stuff. So that was one of the songs that came up, and it sounded good full band. So hopefully that experience in Motel Radio set.
So what happens when you bring out a new record like this? You've written all those songs and you record them, and people presumably want to come to the show to hear the songs, and you presumably want to sell them the record. So you want to play the songs that are on the record. Do you only play those songs, or do you then have to mix in new stuff? You have to keep writing to add to it as you go, or how does that work?
Yeah, we usually have to strike a balance. I think if it were up to us, more than half the set would be new songs that we want to try out and that we're excited about. But we know that we have to play the old stuff, and especially the new record. So we try to do a little bit of everything. And
Right.
like we're going on a tour in December, and hopefully we play like one or two new songs in that set list.
I had to look at that tour schedule. You're all over the place in December. You're all over the country.
Yeah, headed out west in December.
Looks pretty cool. And Andrew just got back from being out west.
Yeah.
Listen, we take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about your tour out west, Andrew.
Okay.
We're going to talk about your new movie, talking about Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's coming out mad. So we'll be right back after this quick break. And we're back on Happy Hour with Winston Triolo from Motel Radio. Andrew Duhon is back in town after being all over the West Coast. Dominic Sgro from Catahoula Tattoo and Gallery. And comedian Matt Owens, who has a new movie coming out. When? Exactly. The trailer's out today.
Yeah, the trailer came out today. I'm very excited about it. It's Ben Zeitlin, who you know, may know, did Beasts of the Southern Wild.
Right.
And it got in, his new feature got into Sundance. It'll premiere on January 26th.
It's called Wendy. Okay, so I looked it up online before the show, and this is what it says. Lost in a mysterious island where aging and time have come unglued, Wendy must fight to save her family, her freedom, and the joyous spirit of youth from the deadly peril of growing up.
That's right.
Shit.
Yeah,
that
heavy,
doesn't sound
heavy
that,
shit.
that doesn't sound that good. Is
It's
it supposed to be like Peter Pan? Or
exactly?
something?
Yeah, it's a sort of a modern.
So it's Wendy from Peter Pan.
Correct. Yeah, Wendy Darling. So it's a modern adaptation of the Peter Pan story,
Okay.
and it's really.
It's like magic realism type thing. It's a little girl who flies around or something.
Yeah, sort of.
Are you Wendy in this?
I am.
That's going to be
A lot of
interesting.
makeup. A lot of makeup.
What do
And
you
they had to
play?
remove my legs.
Who do you play in Wendy?
I play a lost boy who grew up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty cool.
It's really cool. And
It's
the
like
trailer, the trailer came out today, and I was looking at it. I've watched it like 10 times. It's just really, it's pretty epic looking. It's beautifully shot, and I think it'll do well. I mean,
Wow.
it's
Okay.
really, really beautiful.
So what's the story? So Wendy from Peter Pan and Wendy, who was like, she was like an angel or something, or she was a little.
So
What
it's-
was she called? With a magic wand.
She's like
No,
Fairy.
You're thinking of
that's
Tinkerbell.
Oh, that's
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So who's Wendy?
was the older one.
Yeah,
though.
it was the
Yeah,
sister.
Wendy was the girl that Peter came to visit.
Okay. Oh, okay. So she is just a regular human being. So this is
Peter had the hots for Wendy. She was the older one.
okay.
The other kids were little. They were all brother and sister. You don't know the story of
I
Peter
can't
Pan.
remember. I must have been too high when I
Kiss
saw
was
that.
the thimble.
What-
The thimble was the kiss.
What?
You were high when
what
you were
ha-
5, Grant?
I've been high pretty much since I was 5. So, what happens in the Peter Pan story?
Yeah, so they go to Never Neverland.
I can't remember anything about it. Do you know the story?
Vaguely. That's
Winston?
from Hook
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
as a kid.
I couldn't really tell you the story though, Andrew. Do you know? Could you tell the story of Peter Pan?
What? So they go to Never Neverland, where you don't grow up, right? It's a story of fighting the ever-decaying mortality that we all have, right?
Right.
But when they get back, what happens? That's where I'm lost.
Yeah, so this is an adaptation of that story, and it's
So what is the story though?
well, so Wendy, it's set in Louisiana, in a small area, and Wendy is a character that lives in
Like small town Louisiana.
yeah. So she ends up, realizing she meets Peter, and then she goes off to Never Neverland, and she goes to a really exotic place,
Better than Karen Crow or wherever she's from.
and then
Morgan City.
right, Morgan City, and then so it's just that. It's just this, the fighting growing up, and what happens when you come back and you do grow up, and then sort of the bitterness of people who do grow up if they lose their childlike wonder.
Okay. And how would you describe it? Is it a comedy?
It's like an epic adventure film,
So it's like special effects and
Yeah, it's amazing. It's
Wow,
absolutely amazing.
okay.
You want to see the trailer?
yeah.
Probably
Let's
You
Let's
were
take a
down
look
to
at it.
Cuba
I
at all?
definitely
Weren't
wanna
they
see
down
the
to Cuba
trailer.
for that movie, Matt?
I'm sorry, what?
You made them.
Weren't they go down? Didn't they go down to Cuba for that movie?
No, they in Antigua.
There you go. Did
Okay.
you go down to the Caribbean? Then?
I did not get invited to that part.
Shucks.
That was the one I wanted.
So this is the trailer. I don't know if we can really do justice to the
I don't
trailer
think
on
we
an
can,
actual
but we can.
podcast here, but
No, that'd be tough.
Is there a pan in the movie?
Fox Search. This is a real big deal studio film.
Big.
It's got a train in it. There's a train riding down there, and there's from the director of Beasts of the Southern Wild.
If you want
Okay.
to
Okay. Well, we can't really tell. That's not really.
Matt appears in the trailer at 1 minute and 33 seconds.
Oh, really?
If you're looking for him.
Okay.
Right there, baby.
Very nice.
So I don't know if I'm in the movie, but I am in the trailer.
You're in the trailer?
Yeah.
Okay. Did the check clear from the production? So this is a Fox Searchlight movie. This is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it looks pretty big.
Okay.
Very Lord of the Flies.
It's got like too many kids in it for my liking. Right
Me
there,
too.
I'm out right now. Look, this is just whole too many kids. When they recut the trailer so it looks like there's no kids in it.
Yeah, it might have worked.
Good idea.
They might need
And then
another
once
trailer.
you get in there, there's the
Yeah,
kid.
yeah. Well,
Once you
they
pay the
always
ticket.
recut the trailer after they try it out, and then they see how it works, and then they recut it. So it's like, have you seen this movie with Hitler in it, Jojo Rabbit?
Have you seen that trailer?
The first trailer that came out had Hitler all over it. Now the current trailers, there's no Hitler in it at all. There's just like a tiny moment.
Huh.
Okay, this looks pretty cool, actually.
I know.
I have to say.
Are you gonna be Peter Pan, but like grown up?
No.
What's
I don't
your-
even know if I'm in the film.
Hey, if we play this, do we have to pay? No, this is a trailer. We don't have to pay anybody anything.
I don't think so.
Wow, this is cool. Hey, so Andrew, welcome back to New Orleans.
Thanks, dude. Good to be back
How
home,
was
you
it?
know.
You've been gone a long, long time.
Couple months,
Have you been out on the road the whole time playing this whole
mostly
with a bunch of guys? So
or-
you've been hanging out with a whole bunch of guys for the last couple of months.
not a whole bunch of guys, just two guys in
Just the
particular.
two of you. You and Miles Weeks.
Miles Weeks and Jim Kolachek. Yep.
No, that's three people altogether.
Yeah, two other
Or
guys.
two other guys. That's still a lot of time to spend with three guys.
A lot of time to spend with two other guys,
Yeah.
man. You want tell
How-
me about it? Yeah.
How's that? What is that like, actually? Is it like hanging out with your family, like with you hanging out with your brothers for?
I'm sure Winston would have thoughts on this too. You have to not only be in musical synchronicity, you have to find people that you can live with in every sense of that, you know.
Right.
Be and grow with, because people change and people have their weak moments and their strong moments, and everybody's there for each other or their whatever, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, because you can't keep up being like a sort of cool person for 3 months.
I can't even figure out how to get off the ground with the cool person thing. Yeah.
But you know, you can hold it under control for over drinks or dinner or something, and not get mad at someone and walk away and
Yeah.
go, "That guy's a fucking idiot."
Well, and you be honest with each other about when it's time for some like alone time or some quiet time. You make sure that you I guess I'm what's called the band leader, so I need to try to be active about those things. I can't get complacent about all of us being in the same place. If there's a chance for us to do something else, I gotta try to make that happen, because it's healthier that way. You gotta.
So
keep
are you in
everybody's head
Are you like dad? Are you in charge of the whole thing there?
Feels like that sometimes, but you can't take that role too literally or seriously, because nobody wants a dad. They
Right.
just want freedom, and you have to give them agency when you can, but you also have to be active about saying, today we're not going to just go to a bar and play pool for 3 hours before sound check. We're going to do something else. You know?
So does that all come from you, or that would just depend on who's in the group?
We
here?
talk about it, yeah.
Right.
Everybody talks about it. What about you guys? What does Motel Radio do to stay sane on the road?
I take a lot of walks by myself when we get to towns, especially if it's been a couple of weeks on the road. Once we get there, we'll sound check, and then I'll go by myself and see what's out there. But yeah, it's a brotherhood. We've all been pretty much best friends for about 5 years now, and all went to college together, so we respect each other.
Totally.
And Matt, you're on the road by yourself.
Yeah, a lot, but it's very similar too, because a lot of times when you choose an opener or a feature to come on the road with you, a lot of that comes into play. Not only their talent level and how funny they are and great to be on stage, but also, can you sit in a car with them for 8 hours? Can you be with somebody in a car for long rides for weeks at a time, and how that plays out,
Is that what you do? So when you're playing like clubs across the country, you're doing the same sort of thing as a band? You're getting in the car with another couple of guys and driving?
Yeah, depending on the routing and the gig. If they say, hey, we want you to headline this spot, and we want you to bring your own feature, then you kind of look through and decide who that person's going to be and how that's going to work.
I can see that you can get up on a stage at the end of a day of driving and play, like slip into that character where you're an entertainer with the guitar or whatever it is. But standing up there by yourself being funny must be a whole other demanding.
I think probably they can attest to. There's something that happens, showtime. You just sort of figure that out. You know,
That's the same sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm also very similar. I just get by myself usually after I get all the things in line and everything's done. And
Mike stand is right.
Yeah, and then I disappear. You know, I get away from people for a while.
Go wandering around by yourself.
Yeah.
In the city, wherever you are.
Yeah, wherever I'm at, however I can make it work. You know, just to sort of reconnect and get a quiet moment. You know, and then I think that, you know, no matter what I'm feeling like, there's some sort of adrenaline or energy or something that kind of sort of propels you to the show. And then once the show starts, I think probably you guys, once you hit the first note, or for me, once I just say that first line, then
God, I would be so scared to get up there and say that first line if I was having to be funny.
Yeah,
it must be horrible. Is it nerve wracking?
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I think it's more exciting than nerve wracking. I think really, once we get to that sort of time in the day, I just can't wait to get on stage. I just really want to.
Have you got a slam dunk opening line that works every time that you get up there and say?
I wouldn't say slam dunk, but I feel like I'm pretty intuitive, so I can kind of read a room and know what to do.
You can? If you get up there and there's you play some pretty big rooms. There's like thousands of people.
Yeah.
And you're looking out over a bunch of silence.
Yeah.
And darkness.
Sometimes I like that. Sometimes I just sit in the silence, which that'll facilitate a laugh too.
That gets people nervous.
Yeah, they're like, what the hell is he doing?
So I think that's one of the bravest things you could possibly do.
Well, I appreciate that. I disagree. See, I'm always jealous of musicians. I feel like they can really affect.
That's true. Well, we're all jealous of musicians because we'd all like to be able to express ourselves like that. Just pick up a guitar and play, like Andrew's going to right now, for example. You want to play something?
Well, wait, right now?
Yes, right now. See, and that's another thing that would be difficult to do. How would you like to sit around this table and have someone tell you, okay, you play a song?
People do it to me all the time. Like, oh, you're a comic. Let me
say something funny.
Yeah.
What do you say when they ask you that? Do you have a joke ready?
I don't. I never do. In fact, I can't ever think of anything funny when somebody asks me to do something funny.
It's interesting. You're in an interesting position because do you play that much around New Orleans?
I mean, I try to. I try.
There aren't that many places to play here.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually a pretty thriving comedy scene, but there's just no club. There's just no club, and there's a lot of shows. There's shows every night.
Right.
But there's there are bar shows or open mics or little showcases, comedy shows. And
but a guy at your level, I mean, people might not realize what kind of level, because you don't. There's no place here that you go to here to see comedians. Whereas, like in Los Angeles, there's the Improv, or in New York City, there's all these comedy clubs that you play.
Right.
So for people to appreciate quite what you do here.
There's a great website. My friend Jeffrey Gaucher runs this great website called 504comedy.com.
Okay.
And it has every show that's comedy related in the city, and it tells you, what kind of show it is, what time it starts, where it's at, and all. Some nights there's 3 and 4, 5 shows.
Can you make a living as a comedian in New Orleans without traveling?
No.
So there's 3 or 4 or 5 shows a night, and no one's making a living.
No, and so
maybe they need to get together and just have one show, and perhaps everybody.
I'm trying. The shows. I mean, most of the shows are free. Sometimes there's a ticket price, depending, and then that gets shared between the comics on the show.
Right.
So I think I decided a long time ago if I wanted to do it for real, I needed to move along.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Are you from here originally?
Not originally, no.
Where'd you come from originally?
I'm from St. Simon's Island, Georgia.
Wow, I don't think I've ever met anybody from St. Simon's Island, Georgia. Have you, Dominic?
Oh, I knew he was from Georgia.
You could tell from the accent?
I could tell from the accent, yeah. I had him well pegged.
Well, you went to
the young lady behind the bar, you're from Canada, right? See?
Where?
She's at Cuba.
England. Well, that's what happens when you go to the fame school. You get to learn stuff like that when you're talented. Gifted.
That's it. I got in here.
Are you still gifted, or did that just disappear somehow?
Oh, no, I'm gifted.
You're still gifted?
Look, I'm here with you guys.
Yeah. Well, that's what that's what made me wonder.
The guy to my right's about to sing me a song.
Okay.
You know, it's funny you say that, because I am literally about to sing you this song. So I had this tune that try to play you something new each time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had this one that I was brushing up on, but it requires kind of like a foot stompy thing. And since we're up on these high chairs, that's out of the question. So there's this other song that happens to mention my left-handedness, which we share, and a tattoo. So this one goes out to you, Sgro.
I'm glad I don't have to stop. My leg fell asleep.
This one needs a second verse. Maybe I'll make one up, or maybe it won't have one. Were you looking for an outlaw? I was just a southpaw. Were you looking for a quick draw? 'Cause all I had was a curveball, and I played guitar all night. It's the only thing I do right. You were giving me the tattoos that money can't buy. Left-handed love letters is all I write. Left-handed love letters is all I seem to write. And you could read between the lines of me dragging my feet. You could read between the lines of me dragging my feet, dragging my hands across the ink that ain't dry. If only I could have taken my time with you. If only I could have let it shine with you. But I play guitar all night. It's the only thing I do right. You're giving me the tattoos that money can't buy. Left-handed love letters is all I write. Left-handed love letters is all I seem to write. And you're reading between the lines of me dragging my feet. You read between the lines of me dragging my feet, dragging my hands across the ink that ain't dry. Little outlaw, you. Somehow you knew I'd never outdraw you. I know it's been a while, but I'm so proud of you. From afar I still see everything, everything, everything you do. Left-handed love letters is all I seem to write. Left-handed love letters is all I seem to write. You read between the lines of me, dragging my feet. You were reading between the lines of me, dragging my feet, dragging my hand across the ink that ain't dry. Thanks, y'all.
Wow, we're on it.
See, now I gotta get this guy to play at the shop.
I think you can get a free tattoo with that one.
Yeah. How do we get if I'm looking for like a big back tat?
How long do I have to play?
How do we get past the back hair? Do we? do
I
we
shave.
Yeah, we gotta just shave that thing
in
off.
41 years.
How many?
Jeez, if you do the math, I think my kids once did it. It's over 3,000 people.
Wow.
So you shave every time you tattoo somebody.
What's your method of shaving? Do you
Up.
what's your
I shave up.
but like do you have the subscription with the Dollar Shave Club, or do you go Bic, or what's your thing?
Oh, Amazon! I just got an order today.
Yeah.
Nice blue ones with the double. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so like kind of generic blue ones you go with.
I gotta tell you something. This is not the first podcast I've done, but these things are so warm. It's like I'm wearing earmuffs. But yeah, I shave you. I got you.
Thanks, dude.
Is that the main sticking point, Andrew? You're worried about?
No,
getting
I honestly,
Sticking point.
it seems that's nice. I think my concern is I don't know if I can come up with an idea or an image that I feel like I'm gonna love tomorrow.
That's my whole tattoo
Commitment.
hang up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just I remember. You remember sock ties? Do you remember those little sock ties?
Sock tie.
Just
Yeah,
get one of those.
I had to have one. I saved money. I was going to the store to buy a sock tie, and I don't think I can't imagine the sock tie for life. Like
Well, there's the trouble with the tattoo.
I had this skull hat one time. I was like, I gotta get that skull.
Yeah, it's like those people who have like Chinese symbols on their back. They're still there right now. They still have them on their back right now.
That was a trend.
That was a thing.
I went through all the trends. From the
But how do you address this, Dominic, with when people have a fear of commitment like
At
this?
Catahoula Tattoo Gallery, we try not to buck to the trends. We want something. The first thing I ask is, how long have you been thinking about this? Because I don't want anybody regretting something that I'm going to put on them. That's the key. It's an event for them.
I've known lots of people who have got tattoos that they got on the spur of the moment or thought about it last night.
Yeah, and that's something that we try to shy away.
Right.
It's not about the money. It's about the entire experience. If you come in and you've been thinking about something for a long, long time, and then I draw it right there in front of you, that's something that they're going to love. And
Like
they're gonna have it
Winston's
forever.
pickup truck, for
That
example.
pickup is good.
That'll
Yeah.
work.
So
That'll
when we go to electric cars and everything, he's going to have that. He's going to show his grandkids.
So,
this
Andrew,
is
what
we
would
used
you
to draw.
what do you want to get? You want to get like, because you've been doing this podcast for a long time. This is like our 9th year or
get the
something.
podcast.
What about if all our faces? Me, Thomas, Allison, Jill,
Yeah.
C Rock,
Yeah.
Asher.
Like the Golden Girls style.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No, you do it like a Meet the Beatles.
Yeah.
Half of their faces.
Just
Have you ever had to deny people tattoos?
I
if they
reserve
come
the
in
right.
drunk?
Yes, I
You mean
reserve
like
the right.
copyright reasons or pornography?
There are
or
so
what?
many reasons I decide not to do it. Mainly because I know that they're going to hate it. So,
Is that right?
if they want it on their throat, if they want it on their face, I got a guy. You talk about labels paying for tattoos. I got a guy. He's a rapper, and he begged me to tattoo his temples.
Okay.
I talked him out of it. Finally, he came in with the cash. I'm like, "Are you sure you want to do this? My label tells me I got to get tattoos on my temples." What?
He's got,
So now he's
he's
walking
got a
around
record
with a
label.
spaceship on one side. He's got a ray gun on the other side. And
And
then
there's a
come to
record
find out
label.
he's really popular. He's got thousands of followers on Instagram.
Well, what about the guy Post Malone? Have you seen his tattoos?
Have I seen his tattoos? Yeah,
What do you think of that?
not much.
It doesn't seem to have affected it. What about Lil Wayne, for God's sakes? There's lots of people within the music business with these tattoos all over them, their faces and everything.
You know, does it look like I have a lot of tattoos to you? You guys look at me.
No, it looks average, I would
If I
say.
had to do it again, I'd have two. One on each bicep.
What would they be? Left and right.
Yeah. No.
Just
it,
that.
It would be the ones I got originally.
Oh yeah.
So you wouldn't have these tattoos. You're saying this, and you're a tattoo artist, a professional tattoo artist. You wouldn't have your own tattoos on your hands, including the one you did yourself.
Well, yeah. No, I wouldn't have.
You wouldn't.
The reason I have that there is
Not
because
a
I'm covering an apprentice's piece that worked on me.
Ah.
So no, I would have one on each bite. I think you have to be. I think you have to choose wisely, and then when you choose, out of all the tattoo parlors around, when people choose me, it is humbling, because and I'm going to give them the best tattoo, something that they're going to love. And it's the key.
How many cigarettes do you smoke a day?
How many cigarettes? Why do I sound graspy?
No, I just see you've got one in your hand ready to go. The second that this is over, you're going to get out there.
It's a prop. It's like
Is it? I thought you were just like jonesing for a cigarette, and you just at least you have it out of the pack ready to
I
go.
don't know what to do with my hands, Grant. I'm
Well, this is why we're in a bar, so you can
guys-
drink.
I respect that.
No, I drink a lot of coffee. I go through. Here, you want to talk about the North Broad Street hustle? I do smoke a pack a day, but half of them I give away to people on the street.
Right.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So not content to kill yourself, you're out to kill other people.
It's not the coffin that does you, it's the coffin they carry you off in.
Right.
That's
Okay.
a good way to make friends.
Yeah.
Hey, you want a cigarette?
Right. Well, I don't take a lighter out, and it's made some friends. I met my girlfriend asking for a lighter. She didn't have a lighter, and she doesn't smoke. But
It's a move.
Well, we give
I'm glad
away
I
our
asked for the lighter.
lighters, young man.
Well, hey.
Oh, a Catahoula Tattoo lighter.
Nice.
Look at that.
You got your own lighters. Hey, Winston, before we get out of here, you want to play one of the songs?
sure.
Let's grab a guitar and someone will get one for you. I see rocks on it. Okay, yes. I know we've got time for one more song and then we're out of here. And then Matt's got to get to the show, check out the mic stand. Have they got the right mic stand?
Gotta make
What
sure
kind
it's
of mic stand do you like? What brand?
I like a round bass, solid, straight mic stand that's heavy in the bass.
Right.
A lot of times they'll give
do
you a
you use
boom
it as
mic. Some people just
Right.
throw a boom mic on the stage.
Do you use it as a prop or you hang on to
Yeah,
it?
I hold it like a weapon.
Right. Okay. What are you thinking of playing here, Winston?
I'm going to play one from the new album. It's called Blue Love. Are you done digging up my garden? Done digging up my garden? Are you hungry or are you just starving? Are you done digging up my garden yet? I need my vegetables. Are you done digging up my garden? Done digging up my garden? Are you hungry or are you just starving? You done digging up my garden yet? You need my vegetables. I'm dealing with friction, and now I can't sleep. And what the hell am I supposed to eat? Tell me, how am I supposed to feel? And baby, tell me, what's the deal? With you, love, it feels like blue love. Now I'm wondering why I'm still crawling, running all around New Orleans. You're acting like a big shot. Well, baby, it's messed up. You're taking my photosynthesis. How can you consciously make me? 'Cause now I can't think. And what the hell am I supposed to drink? Tell me, how am I supposed to feel? And baby, tell me, what's the deal? With you, love, feels like blue love. Can this be true love or blue love? What can we do, the two of us? Feels like blue love. With you, love, feels like blue love. With you, love, it feels like blue love. With you, feels like blue love. What can we do?
Okay, Andrew, what do you think of that one?
Yeah, I love everything that those guys
Yeah.
do. Motel Radio, check them out, y'all.
Motel Radio, we
So
can
good.
steal that off Spotify.
That's on
It's
Spotify.
all over the place.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds great. It's a beautiful record too, by the way. It's gorgeous,
good.
beautifully produced. That's a beautiful song. And congratulations on getting the word New Orleans into it.
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard anyone pull that off. Have you?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard anyone actually say the word New Orleans in a song, not New Orleans?
What about Arlo Guthrie and the train to New Orleans?
Is that actually in the song though? The city
That's
of New
the
Orleans.
title.
Oh, it's the city of New Orleans.
I'm sure it's been
But-
done
but-
before, yeah.
But he never. Arlo Guthrie doesn't even rhyme the city of
I'm
New
going with
Orleans.
Grant's first person to ever pull it off.
But city of New Orleans doesn't have the rhyme in it, does it?
Right.
It's a train they call the city of New Orleans.
Well,
It's what is the
Andrew,
next
do you
line?
have a New Orleans
I
in your
didn't
song?
know you wanted it to rhyme with something.
Well, that's what was
Sorry.
so cool about it. It rhymes with crawling.
Yeah. Kind of.
Well, it's pretty close. I mean, I've never heard anyone get the way. Everyone puts Orleans and calls it New Orleans, the Ballad of New Orleans, or even like everyone who puts New Orleans into a song.
I think if I said New Orleans in a song, the people in New Orleans would hang me.
Yeah, but people still do it. Better Than Ezra has a song, King of New Orleans. Mm-hmm. There's all kinds of people that have songs. It's a pretty hard word.
It's tomato. It doesn't matter.
It's pretty hard to get New Orleans into a song, though. I congratulate you. I think it's great. Yeah.
Amazing.
So how did you feel about doing the show today here, Winston? Because I know you don't like hanging out with a lot of people.
Oh, this was fun, man. I enjoyed it.
Didn't have any social awkward moments or anything?
I feel like, other than right now.
I knew you were going to feel. I knew you'd enjoy yourself.
I feel like I did good. I don't know.
All right. You did a great job. Hey, thanks. This has been a great show here at our very first time at the Ferret Beer Room at 5018 Ferret Street. We're right next to Dat Dog. It's a really cool place. It's got all kind of couches, and they have a whole bunch of not just beer. They have beer and wine and real drinks and food as well. So come on down here and check it out. Thanks to the Ferret Beer Room for having us here, and thanks to the Basics on Magazine Street near Jefferson Avenue. Basics underneath sells fine lingerie, and Basics Swimming Gym has a full range of fashion, swimsuits, workout, and yoga clothes with style. And the Positive Vibrations Foundation is also responsible for making this show happen today. The Positive Vibrations Foundation create and encourage community through the development and preservation of the arts, music, culture, and heritage. And if you'd like to help out with the show, you can be a member of our Patreon family by going to patreon.com. For It's New Orleans Happy Hour, and for as little as $1 solitary dollar, you can be a member of our Happy Hour family and get access to all kinds of stuff that ordinary folks who don't have a single dollar can't. Matt Owens, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Grant.
Good luck tonight.
So
what is the opening line going to be tonight at the show at the Southern Rack?
I just left. It's Happy Hour in New Orleans with Grant Morris, and I'm so happy to be here.
I love that. I think that'll get a good laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll definitely work.
That's nice.
And Winston Triolo from Motel Radio, thank you very much for being here as
thanks
well.
for having
It's
me,
been great to have you. Thank you for playing those couple of songs. And Dominic Sgro from Catahoula Tattoo and Gallery. We can go and hear live free. Is it free to hear the music?
It's always free.
So
Always free. Coffee's always free, and we offer a free tattoo as well.
You get a free tattoo.
You get a cup of coffee with a free tattoo. It's our logo. We're up to 77 people have done it so far. Nationwide, actually worldwide.
Okay, so I come into this place. It's on North Broad Street. Where is it? What's the cross street? What's it near?
Between Domain and Orleans.
Okay, on North Broad Street, and I get a free tattoo.
Yeah.
Of
No catch. No catch. It's our logo.
It's your logo, which is a sort of like a crow-looking thing. What is it? It's sort of a bird face.
No,
it's a Catahoula.
It's a Catahoula in a death mask.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
A Catahoula and a death mask, and that's free.
Absolutely.
And would
free.
you do that on my face or anything if
No,
I asked for it?
I will not do it. There are some restrictions apply.
Okay.
But,
all right.
Thank you for
well,
having me,
thanks,
Grant.
man. It's been great.
Thank you so much. This was a gas.
It's been fun.
I can't wait to see you guys again at the shop.
Right on.
Yeah, well, they'll be there. Well, these guys are getting free tattoos, just playing a couple of songs.
Absolutely.
So that's, and we'll just have to get the death mask, man. I guess that's our fair of commitment over. Now we're not beginning. It's free.
Piano? Wait.
That's Mitch Foreman playing the piano. The producer of our show is Graham DePonte. Monique Pyle is our music producer, and Christian Unruh is our music consultant. Our technical director is Thomas Walsh, and our Facebook live feed director who put this whole thing on Facebook is Asher Griffith. Our fact checker and social media connector is Andrew Searock. Searock, our theme music was written by and is currently being played by Mitch Foreman. If you'd like to be on our show and you can stay upright for about an hour while drinking alcohol, drop us our line. Our address is on our website, itsneworleans.com. You can also hear many other happy hours that were recorded previously, as well as some other shows you make around here, including Out to Lunch with Peter Aschuti, live from Commander's Palace, Louisiana, Eats with Poppy Tooker, and our award-winning podcast about death, called Death the Podcast. You can also find other great Louisiana podcasts at itsacadiana.com and itsbatonrouge.la. You can keep up with us on a bunch of time-sucking social media between shows, on things like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and all of it we're called It's New Orleans. You can find photos from this show on itsneworleans.com and on our It's New Orleans Happy Hour Facebook page. And on Instagram, too, these photos are taken by Jill LaFleur, and you can find more of Jill's photos at lafleurphoto.com. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast app, thank you for subscribing to us. If your podcast app has a share option, try telling a couple of friends about Happy Hour. The show is recorded live today at the Ferret Beer Room on Ferret Street in Uptown New Orleans. Happy Hour's a production of INO Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com. For Andrew Duhon, everyone around here at the table at the Ferret Beer Room at the back of our office of INO Broadcasting, thanks for joining us. I'm Grant Morris, and I will see you back here next week for more Happy Hour.